Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's hear it for your 2016-2017 Kansas City Comets! Now please remain standing, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the American flag above section 100. And please join us in paying our respect to our colors as Riley David, a freshman at Olathe Northwest High School, sings our national anthem.
America, Independence, Missouri is where we are located here. It's another game in the MASO. Welcome in MASL TV live on YouTube, where tonight the 5-3 Kansas City Comets will be hosting the Florida Tropics for the first time here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena, Florida, coming in with a 2-6 record. Glad to be teamed once again with Jeff Houston. I'm Nick Vassos. Again, happy holidays, everybody. After a break for a couple of weeks here just to kind of relax over the Christmas holiday, the Comets and the Tropics are back in action. And these two teams are the last two teams that each other has faced. So it's been a break for both these teams.
Yeah, it's been a good break. Allowed people to get healthy. You know, Florida, they've been itching for this game. They feel, there was a lot of action towards the end of the game. They kind of feel like they could have had that one. For the Comets, they looked a little sleepy at times in that game, and that happens on the road sometimes. So they've been eager to come back out and really show that they can take it to the expansion team. So it should be a good battle tonight. Comets
are in third place in the Central Division. They're going to play 2 games this weekend. And it is quite possible that the Comets could leapfrog from third place into second this weekend, with Chicago idle tonight but playing tomorrow. So the Comets could find themselves in second place. And for the Florida Tropics, again, who come in at 2-6, they've been on a bit of a losing streak. They have lost 4 in a row. But as you and I discussed before the game, Jeff, this might be the best 2-6 team that you're ever going to see.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players on this team. And they're just young guys who don't have the indoor experience. And it's a different game, so it takes some adjustments. But you can see it the way they play. And I don't have the stat in front of me, but they're probably one of the best one-goal teams in the arena league, or MASL. And like I said, there's been several games where they've been in it. They feel like they should have had it at the very end. And for other reasons, they didn't come away with the win.
The Comets have won 2 in a row. They'll try to make it 3 in a row here tonight. Comets, again, 5-3. The Comets are coached by Goran Karadzoff. Florida is coached by Clay Roberts. Clay has some indoor experience. having played for the Philadelphia Kicks in the from 05 to 07, winning a championship in the Extreme League back in 2007. And we are underway here, live from Silverstein Ice Center's arena. The Florida Tropics, the newest team in the Major Arena Soccer League. They're based out of Lakeland, Florida. And one of the more familiar players, and we'll probably be calling his name a lot, is that guy right there, Freddie Mugin. Quickly, the Tropics get it into the Comets' offensive zone. Now they pump it back into the corner, looking for Mugin. Mugin has played for a number of teams. He's one of the most well-liked players in the league, I feel. I think he's earned a lot of respect from players.
He's the kind of guy that doesn't matter which team you're on or which team he's on. You're always going to get a handshake and a smile from that guy.
Hard worker, too.
He puts in the work every game, and you know you're getting his best no matter what's happening.
The Tropics into the left wing corner. Surrounded by a trio of dark Comet jerseys. Comets in their dark jerseys, those retro jerseys, trimmed in white. Red socks. Florida in their all whites with orange socks. Just underway. Stephen Patterson in goal for the Comets, of course. Stephen Patterson, he's 5-3. Wearing those outlaw gloves, and tripped up there on the corner is Lucas Rodriguez, and Lucas goes down. Holding his right leg, but it looks like Lucas. No, correction. That's John Sosa. A lot of fans are holding their collective breath with Sosa going down.
Yeah, Sosa's pretty upset because he got hit pretty hard. I don't think Rojas ever saw him coming though. It's a foul, but I think Sosa's right to be upset. Probably Smart's pretty good.
Comets get into the Tropics half of the field for the first time. The officials tonight, the lead referee is Ramiro Cruz Jr. and the referee is Douglas Wolf. Comets defeating the Tropics 6-4 back on December 17th. Here it is, front and center. The Tropics with a chance here up top. It's broken up by Asipor. There was Marco Rodriguez there with a chance. Comets will try to work it out of the last third. The Comets in that game down in Lakeland, Florida, built a 3-0 lead, and then the Tropics chipped away at it. Now, Wola Scora! Off the wall from Pino to Ramon Palmer, and it's 1-0.
Probably not the way he wanted to make his debut, but just onto the field for the Tropics was number 20, Robbie Aristodemo, making his debut back in.
Kansas City Comets goal.
Oh, and he was trying to cover Ramon on that one too. But he's back after 6 years, so maybe we give him a pass missing that coverage there.
Last time I remember Aristodemo, he was playing for the Sockers. And a good Wallace scorer there by the Comets. Pino to Ramon Palmer. And the Comets are on top 1-0. Here are the Tropics again on offense. Aristodemo, he wears number 20. Played forward, now on the half line, back to Lucas Monteleras. And then on back to their keeper, Peter Sliwa. Sliwa kicks it out of bounds. The Comets restarted. Robert Palmer on the half line, had it poked away, but over to O'Dane Sinclair. The 2012 Rookie of the Year leaves it back to Pino and gives it back to O'Dane. Here's Sinclair down the right side, cuts it back. Sinclair, Pino, a left footer off the side of his foot and out of bounds.
Some shots you take with your phone during tonight's match. Tweet us your picture and send us your selfies with the hashtag KCVFLA.
Yeah, I was talking to some guys down in Florida, and Robbie was supposed to make his debut, I think January 6th, but he's been training and he felt good and wanted to get started with this game. And they're really excited about having him on the field as a kind of a field marshal, field coach. It's really going to help these young guys kind of develop and learn the game.
You look at their roster, and players like Freddie Mugin have experience. Anthony Arrico is another player who has experience for this Florida team. He's played in Milwaukee. We've seen him here a couple of times. And as you just mentioned, Robbie Aristodemo. So 3 veteran players there to go with some young, exciting players for the Florida Tropics. 1-0 Comets here, 11:43 left to play in the first. Ramon Palmer tallying his 7th goal on the season. And at the other end, it's Florida, and a foul is called on number 12, Macon Franca. $11:22 left to play. Tropics out with it. Up the field comes Teixeira. Teixeira plays it back to Monteleras. Now Teixeira. And then on back to Sliwa. Peter Sliwa, 2-6 on the year. He's got 97 saves. His goals against average is 6.53. And his save percentage is 66%. Now Monteleras. Out wide to the right. And it comes back towards the center circle. Once again, Monteleras. Now poked into Mujin. Mujin trying to turn Sinclair. Correction, that's Batingu. Now Patterson comes out to boot it away. Perez. And Brian Perez, that does not look good. Brian Perez may have just pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, he's been battling that for a couple weeks now. It actually kept him out of the game in Cedar Rapids.
Here's Pino. Pino down the left side. Marked by a defender there, J.P. Reyes. Now a trio of white jerseys come up on him and they take it back away. Comets trying to win it back in their half of the field. Trombini is there. Now Leo Gibson, one of the few early touches Leo's had. He'll leave it back to Asadpour. Now forward it comes to Pino. Sinclair. Now Asadpour. Vahid forward to Leo. Now back to Asadpour. He shoots it just wide.
I don't know if Trombini was trying for the header or just getting out of the way.
Another shot.
Now a rifle by Sinclair. That one put a dent in the boards. Rebound comes off to Asadpour. Trombini to Vahid. 9.5 to play. Into the target it goes to Gibson. Deflected away, pinballing around, and the Tropics clear it out towards the half line. Kicked out of bounds, and the Comets will have it with 9:12 left to play in the first.
Shocking prices at 23rd Street and 291 Highway in Independence. Just 5 minutes.
Comets kick it down into the corner. There's Leo Gibson, marked by Monteleras. Broken up there by the Tropics. Headed back in. Both teams trade possessions, and it's kicked out of bounds again. The Comets will have it. Here's Harris. Now Sosa. John Sosa and Brian Harris. There's Nacho. Back to Stephen Patterson. Now Sosa. Long for Nacho. Nacho in those glowing boots. Tried to play it to Palmer. Broken up by the Tropics. Here come the Tropics out with it. It's Laidley. He plays it forward. This one on up to Degas. Degas around the boards, and it goes into Patterson, who's up and throwing to Ramon Palmer. Palmer, who has the game's only goal so far. Palmer to the right, to the left, poked away by the defender. Good defensive play there. That one by J.P. Reyes to knock it away from Ramon Palmer. On back to Teixeira, now Sliwa. Comets with some high pressure here in the last third of the Tropics. Teixeira is there, thought about it. Played across the field to his teammate, Monteleras. And then chipped forward to Mujin. Mujin chested it, then volleyed it.
Scooped up by Patterson.
Patterson's got it, and he's up and throwing across the line, looking for Leo. The Tropics will take it back instead. 7.5 to play in the first, and the Comets lead 1-0. Comets trying to win 3 in a row, and the Tropics trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Comets are third in the Central Division, and the Tropics are last in the East. Tropics in the East with, of course, Baltimore, Syracuse, and Harrisburg. And two of the Tropics wins so far this year. The first one came in their first game of the year against the San Diego Sockers down at Lakeland, Florida. That was a terrific win by the Tropics. And their second win is coming on the road against Syracuse. Terrific shot there by Asadpour, goes above the crossbar. So the Tropics have one win at home and one on the road. But again, they haven't won in the month of December. The last win coming in the month of November. In fact, it's November 26th, I believe. Timeout on the floor. Let's take a break as well. 6:51 left to play in the first. Comets 1 and the Tropics nothing. There we have our Steve Serrano here inside Silver Sinai Center's Arena. Glad to have you along this holiday weekend. Thanks for spending part of your New Year's weekend with us. Other games in the MASL tonight. We hope to bring you some scores. Baltimore is at Harrisburg. Sonora is at Dallas. Florida, of course, here in Kansas City. Baja is at Turlock. Baja has the reigning player of the week in Christian Gutierrez, and San Diego is traveling to Ontario. So we'll bring you some scores from around the MASL tonight. We've got 5 games tonight, 10 teams in action inside the Dasher boards. So the Comets are going to have a restart here right at the top of the arc, and we'll see what the Comets draw up here. Looks like the Tropics are going to put 3 men in the wall, and Sosa, of course, will trigger the restart for the Comets. Sosa down to the corner, shot! Top shelf where Grandma keeps the cookies. Sosa to Lucas Rodriguez. That's his third restart of the year, and the Comets lead 2-0. They've hooked up several times this year, Jeff.
John Sosa is just one of the best restart players in the league. You never know which side he's going to go to, and sometimes he'll just completely fool you and just take a shot, so you can't risk leaving that middle open.
What a great finish there by Lucas. Nice goal there by Rodriguez. That is his 6th goal of the year. And again, that is his 3rd restart goal for John Sosa. That is his 11th assist on the year. And the Comets lead lead Florida, I should say, 2-0. And here come the Tropics with a drive. And that one skips off a Comets player and goes out of bounds. So a corner kick coming up to the Tropics here with 6:38 left to play in the first. Aristodemo goes off the field, and a couple of fresh players come in. Freddie Mugin along with Lucas Teixeira come in. Also on the field for the Tropics, joining them is Victor Pereras. And also Victor Rojas in the left wing corner. Out front, shot, not a lot of mustard on that one, coming off the foot of Rojas. It'll stay with the Tropics. Pereras is on the near side. He'll trigger the restart there on the near touchline. Comets will put 2 men in the wall. Banged off the wall. Harris clears it out. Pereras holds it in for the Tropics. Over to Mugin. Mugin away from the goal. Now back to Teixeira. Now into the corner it comes to Degas, their leading scorer. Crossed into the middle to Mugin, who was there on the far post. Freddie couldn't put a boot on it. Now Pereras comes out with it. Good block by Bryan. Another shot, and almost snuck in behind Patterson, who reached behind and snared it for the Comets.
Those are dangerous when they come back off the wall at you. Patterson doing a good job to have his head on the swivel, though, and finds it right away, covers it up.
Ramon Palmer to Pino. Pino cranked one in there, deflected off a couple of players. Comets able to win it back. Now Pino to Ramon Palmer, who's bumped from behind, and a foul called against Florida. So essentially that'll give the Comets a restart here near the top of the arc. Almost on the spot where they were looking at the replay there by Stephen Patterson. Patterson, a two-time player of the week, once for his defensive abilities and then the other one for scoring a goal. The only keeper this year to score a goal with his foot.
Yep.
A little bit different here. Palmer's on the ball. Now Leo hits it first time. That goes up into section 110. It'll be a goalkeeper distribution for Peter Sliwa and the Florida Tropics.
Quick score update from around the league. Harrisburg has just retaken the lead in the third quarter. They now lead Baltimore 3-2. And, of course, we're 2-0 up on the Comets here. In Dallas, they are still scoreless. I can't see who it is right now, but it looks like they've got a player down on the field with an injury that they've been attending to for quite a while. So hopefully everything's okay down there.
Yeah, hopefully it's not. Well, here's Sokic all alone, but hopefully it's not Cameron Brown because he's going for a streak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's scored in 20 straight games for the Sidekicks, of course, which ties him with a guy that you might be familiar with. His name is Tattoo. For the club record for most games, consecutive games scored. So he just needs one more.
Wow, how about that kid being in company with Tattoo, huh?
Oh, yeah. And then
just to be mentioned in the same sentence would be pretty doggone cool.
Another great streak in the league tonight could fall. Another great record anyway. Craig Childs in San Diego. He just needs one goal to establish this new scoring record for the Sockers. He's
over Bronco Segota, right?
Yeah, he's tied with Bronco there at 298.
Wow. All right, restart to the Comets here in the left wing corner. There's Leo. Rolls it through. Nobody home there. Matengu puts one of those long legs into it, and it bounces into Sliwa. Sliwa's got it with 4:44 left on the clock here in the first quarter, and the Comets leading 2-0. There's Robbie Aristodemo wearing number 20. His teammate Anthony Arrico is also back there in the back. Trombini of the Comets headed it out of bounds, and so Florida will have it. 4.5 to play in the first. Kicked forward into the corner. And a wall pass broken up by the Comets. Degas was in there. Ricardo Degas, one of the Brazilian products that they have here on the Florida team. Degas has 7 goals and 3 assists for the Tropics. Anthony Arrico didn't want to do it, but he booted it out of bounds, and the Comets will have it. 4:12 left to play in the first.
Yeah, Aristodemo's been out quite a bit. I don't think they expected him to be more than just about a 5 or 6 minute player tonight, but he's taken several shifts already.
No question.
Last time Comets fans saw him was in the first year the team came back, 2010, 2011. He played for Baltimore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he had a goal and 2 assists in that season against us.
I remember those days against the Blast when the Comets first came back. It was tough sledding against Baltimore those years. Sinclair heads it back. Now let's see here if the Comets can get onto it. No, they're going to say it'll stay with Florida. They say it's off Kansas City. And the Comets don't agree.
Well, you know, they can't get them all right.
Here's a replay. What'd you see there, folks? Here's Arrico. Anthony Arrico, double team. Left back for Pereira. Down near side to Teixeira. Teixeira with a long one. And Patterson got a glove on it, one of those red outlaw gloves he got on it, and knocked it out of bounds. Restart here in the left wing corner. It's kicked out of bounds, skipping off of a Comet player. We haven't seen Brian Perez come back into the game. I do see him standing on the bench. Looked like he might have tweaked a hamstring, so we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, behind the ball is Teixeira in the right wing corner. Teixeira off the boards. Mujin looking for the header in there. Now a wall pass in there. Comets defending it well.
That was a great pass from Teixeira into Mujin.
Again, we'd like to remind fans it's
Out of bounds off the Tropics, and the Comets will have it on the goalkeeper distribution with 3:15 left to play in the first.
Keep your eyes on the ball.
Comets' next 5 games, really, it's going to be a bunch of roadies for the Comets. They'll be in action tomorrow for a day game on New Year's Eve in St. Louis. That game 1:05. Here comes Pino down Main Street. Right side to Gibson. Tried to find Palmer, but the pass a little bit behind him. Now Palmer shoots! And Palmer just wide. Now Sosa holds it in. Down to Leo. Leo away from the goal to Sosa. Now here's Guerrero Pino. Leaves it for Leo. Gibson. Double team. On back to Sosa. Comets, after they play St. Louis, are going to really be in the meat of their schedule, the toughest part of their schedule coming up. January 13th and 14th, on the road to take on Ontario and San Diego. And then on the 20th of January, back to take on Syracuse before the Comets go right back on the road to take on the Chicago Mustangs. So Comets' next 6 of 8 games are going to be on the road, an important stretch for the Comets. As we know, the Central Division is going to be a toss-up this year, basically between 4 of 5 teams in the division. Milwaukee, Chicago, Cedar Rapids, Kansas City, all in play, fighting for 2 spots. Patterson into the left wing corner to Leo.
What is it you called the Central Division the other day?
That's the Division of Death.
Division of Death, yes.
There's no doubt about it.
It's crazy. All 3 teams are right in there. Milwaukee's just on the cusp. They're having a pretty roller coaster year, up and down, but you can never count them out.
No, they've got Ian Bennett is playing like crazy. He is playing out of his mind right now.
He's carrying that team.
Oh my gosh, he's playing great. And of course they've got Max Ferdinand. I mean, they get a little bit of goalkeeping help, and I'm telling you, Milwaukee could be dangerous.
You can never count them out, that's for sure.
Yeah. And they've already beaten Kansas City one time this year. Oh, a pretty nifty save there by Patterson.
He used every single inch of his fingers.
Oh, my gosh. That was close. Now the Tropics once again into the corner. It's Degas again, marked by Matingu of the Comets. Matingu digs it out. Here he comes. Tripped up from behind by Degas. Penalty is coming up. And penalty is going to be called against Degas, and the Comets are going to go on the power play here. First penalty of the game. Degas doesn't agree, pleading his case with the official, and he's having none of it. He will head into the Mark Ferguson attorney at law sin bin for the next 2 minutes, and the Comets will go on the power play.
He's a good young player, but he's got to learn wagging at the referee is not going to get them to change your mind.
Well, let's give you the harsh numbers when it comes to special teams for the Comets. Power plays, 3 of 16. I only say that because over the years, the Comets have set such high expectations on special teams. Only 19% on the power play for the Comets.
Yeah.
That's below their expectations, I would think.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And they know it's a thing that they've got to work on. There's no sugarcoating it. That's been a disappointment to several of the players this year. I know they've changed up their special team units a couple times. It's just a matter of a lot of times it's a matter of finding the right mix.
Yeah. Man down team for Florida, the penalty killing unit here. They've killed 8 of 16. So I can do the math on that. That's 50%, which is in the lower third of the MASL. Here comes Sosa to Gibson. Gibson shoots. Sliwa saves. Palmer in the corner. Long one from Asadpour. That's going to do it for the first quarter. The Comets will be on the power play to begin the second. They'll have a $1:15 left on the advantage. And after one, it is the Kansas City Comets 2 and the Florida Tropics nothing. You're watching MASL TV live on YouTube.
Let's get up on our feet and let the Comets hear it.
And back live on MASL TV, live on YouTube inside Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. Alongside Jeff Houston, I'm Nick Vassos. Great to have you along. The Comets lead 2-0 over the Florida Tropics. And the Comets will go on the power play, or they will remain on the power play here as we begin the second quarter. And the Comets leading 2-0. So here we go. The keepers switch ends. And the Comets will work it around the perimeter into Leo. Back outside to Lucas Rodriguez. He has one of the two goals. Now Lucas over to Leo. Leo, wall pass into the middle. It comes through to Asadpour to the near side. Now Asadpour back down to Ramon Palmer. Palmer out to Rodriguez. He hit it just high. Comets maintain possession. Front and center Sosa. Now Asadpour. Vahid. John Sosa into Leo. And it's kicked away there by Florida. Picked up by J.P. Reyes. Reyes working it across the line. Florida, good job here on the man down team. Reyes, Arico, Teixeira, and Montelares on the man down team for the Tropics. Now right side down to Rodriguez. Sliwa makes the save. Lucas didn't put a lot of mustard on that one, so not a lot of heat there for Sliwa to deal with. Sosa front and center to Leo. 14 seconds left on the advantage. Asadpour down to the corner. Palmer. Now Vahid hits it first time over to the far post. And Rodriguez shot it high into the air.
He's going to be wanting that one back. He was wide open on the back doorstep.
Sliwa will have goalkeeper distribution and 7 seconds left on the Comets power play. The Tropics should be able to burn the final 7 seconds here. Sliwa will wind up and toss it long. It's headed out of bounds, and it goes off of Kansas City.
Is pleased to offer his patients convenient, comprehensive dental care. A highly trained and skilled dentist, Dr. Kelly is the official dentist of the Comets. Call him at 816.
Here in about 2 seconds, coming out of the goal will be Ricardo Diegues, and here he comes. Both teams back to even strength, and the Comets once again fail on the power play. You got to credit Florida there. They did a pretty good job of holding their shape there. And the score remains 2-0. Here's Arico. Pumps one into the corner for Diegues. Marked by Robert Palmer. Ball pinballing around off the boards. Guerrero Pino goes down. Arico gets it back. Now Arico goes down and a foul called on Pino. Guerrero Pino kind of paid back his opponent right there. Pino, the Parral, Mexico native. And that is his first foul of the game. Rafael Nascimento is into the game for the first time. He plays it back to Peter Sliwa. Sliwa 2-6 on the year. His goals against average 6.53. Into the corner for Freddie Mugin. Mugin marked by Robert Palmer of the Comets. Here comes Ramon Palmer, no relation. And the Comets knock it free, but it's won right back. Still pinballing around. Teixeira gets it, fires one, just wide left. Headed back in there. Montelares with a drive over the top. Florida doing a pretty good job of holding it deep in Comet territory. Now Robert Palmer over to Ramon. Here's Brian Harris. Brian Harris, a Christmas baby, recently celebrating a birthday. Brian leaving his 20s behind. He's now the ripe age of 30.
I remember the days of 30.
I forgot what 30 was like, Jeff. Here's Robert Palmer chugging down the right side. Forward to Leo. Leo trying to get it back, still pinballing around. Leo with another chance. And the rebound comes out front and center. Comets will be able to hold on here. Here's Nacho. Nacho Flores able to play it back to Stephen Patterson. And on back to Vahid Asadpour. Up to Alain Matingu, the Frenchman. On back to Asadpour, the Canadian. To his fellow Canadian, Stephen Patterson from Thunder Bay, Ontario. That is on the north side of Lake Superior. It's a winter wonderland, I bet, right there in his hometown of Thunder Bay, Ontario. Here's Matingu. Matingu there, marked closely by Laidley. Deflected away. Diegues is there. And Matingu trying to win it back there. Good hustle there by Alain Matingu. As the Comets get it back here with 11 minutes to play in the first half. Leading 2-0. Comets have outshot the Tropics 7-5. These few home games that the Comets are going to have here during the month of January and early February are going to be so important for Kansas City.
Well, in this division, every game is going to be so important. But so you really got to take advantage of the home games where you've got a good crowd, and you got familiarity.
Oh, one official waved it off and one called the foul. The official that was right on it, right behind him, waved off the foul. And the one on the far side called it.
You don't see that very often.
So Florida is going to get the ball here. Well, they sent it into the corner to Franca.
Kansas City foul on number 11, Sinclair, his first.
As you might have heard there from our public address announcer, Nate Herron. O'Dane Sinclair picking up his first foul.
Nick, you know, I'm honored to sit next to you at these games, but
you're too kind.
Just didn't know if you were aware. You're not the only famous person here tonight.
Who says I'm famous? But who else? Who's the celebrity that's here tonight?
We've got a sighting of U.S. soccer's power couple, Sydney LaRue Dwyer and her husband Dom Dwyer are in the building tonight.
Really?
Cheering on the Comets. Of course, Sydney, national team star, also getting set to make her season debut in April
for FC KC.
For FC Kansas City,
that's gotta be disappointing.
Wonder if they brought their little bundle of joy with them. I bet they did.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going off a tweet I saw. She tweeted out, "Let's go Comets."
Oh my gosh, that is great. Did you just see Leo Gibson
Hey,
with the move there? It never ceases to amaze me what Leo does. From the seat of his pants here, there it is, the ball. And then move. He was doing the worm to get away.
You play to the whistle, right?
The amazing Leo Gibson. There's Sliwa with a drive. Rebound shot saved. Patterson, holy cow. Another great save there by Steven Patterson. Boy, he's been pretty sharp. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Freddie Musin has it on the near boards. On back to Sliwa. Now Sliwa, native of Poland, played it long, and Patterson headed it out of bounds, and I believe that'll go to, well, it'll go to Florida. I just wasn't quite sure if it was going to be at the top of the arc or on the far touchline, and yep, that's where it's going to be. It'll be near the touchline here. It looks like Aristodemo will trigger the restart here. Here's Robbie. Robbie off the boards, around the boards, and Patterson able to knock it down, then grab it. Plays it out to Sosa. Comets, as we mentioned, going to be on the road tomorrow afternoon to take on the St. Louis Ambush in St. Louis. MASL TV, of course, we'll have that game live for you. Kickoff set for 1:05. Fred Slow will be your announcer for that game.
And of course,
one of the announcers.
Comets fans are encouraged to get together for the official watch party at Coaches at 103rd and Warnell.
Perfect.
Watch the game.
In the middle to Ramon Palmer from Leo Gibson. Sliwa able to scoop it up for the Tropics. Quickly unloads to Teixeira. He volleyed it forward, but right to Sosa of the Comets. There's John Sosa, the Medellin, Colombia native. Really become a big part of the Comets, both on the field and off the field. So much in the way of community service for John Sosa and all of the great work that he does, not only in camps, but also reaching out to kids here in our metro area. Now Palmer with a drive, and that one blocked out of bounds almost out of bounds by Aristodemo. Palmer got it back, and Sliwa made the save, but first a foul called on Leo.
Kansas City foul number 14, Gibson, his second of the game.
That's Leo's second foul of the game. Rico runs it up across the half line. Rico still going forward. Into the corner. Patterson comes off his line. Patterson goes down in a heap. And it's Joanne Laidley who was there near the ball, but Patterson's got it now. No scoring here in the second quarter. All of it in the first frame. Ramon Palmer at 2 minutes from Guerrero Pino. And the second goal scored off the restart. Lucas Rodriguez, his 6th of the year. And the assist once again going to John Sosa. That goal coming at 8:11. Here's Robert Palmer on the far boards. He's battling now. A shot and a goal! And it's Degas with Patterson off his line. And the Tropics are on the board. It's 2-1, and we've got a timeout on the field. Timeout, 6:10 left to play in the first half. It's the Comets 2 and the Tropics 1.
little steam. It's time for the karate cam.
Well, Ricardo Dieguez gets his 8th goal on the year, and Franca picks up his 2nd assist on the year. Macon Franca, his 2nd assist. Time of the goal, 8:50. Tropics on the board. It's 2-1 in favor of the Comets.
Scores around the league. We've got 12 minutes to play in Harrisburg, and right now the Heat lead 4-2 over Baltimore. And we are on a break in Dallas with the score tied 2-2, Dallas and Sonora.
I watched a little bit of the Syracuse-Baltimore game last night, and Syracuse and Baltimore played pretty evenly through the first half.
It was a great game, and you kind of had the feeling throughout that Syracuse was going to be able to pull it out, and then Baltimore just at the very end steps it up. They get a goal, and then they get a couple 6 attacker goals and walk away with another win.
Karate, the ancient martial arts of flailing your arms around.
Nick, I'm just glad you're not up here fighting me.
The Karate Cam is proven to be a big hit, and again, if we are leading, if we're so fortunate to be leading in the second half, when the dance cam comes on, you know where you'll find me. On the dance floor, baby. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Let's see if the Comets can get one back here to regain their 2-goal lead. Florida striking in the last minute here to trim the Comets' lead to 1. And now they're playing with renewed energy. And the Comets are deliberate here, working it out of the back. Patterson surveys the Tropics defense. Up to Trombini. Trombini leaves it for Patterson. 5.5 to play in the first half. Comets cycling it up. Here's Nacho. Patterson on the half line. Asipor waiting to come into the game. Patterson still holding it. Players just running around. So they're going to run out of gas here in a little bit. Now Leo.
I wonder if that's kind of what Florida was hoping for, is to just run them tired, because they're not challenging Stevie at all.
Here's Sinclair. Now Trombini. Now to Palmer. Palmer shoots and Palmer scores! Ramon Palmer, his 2nd on the night. And there it is. It's 3-1. Comets back in front by 2.
Kansas City Comets.
Ramon Palmer with his 8th on the year gives the Comets a 2-goal cushion once again, and here's the replay.
It was a great turn by Palmer. Trombini with the assist. That's his first point, first professional point.
Well, they said Gibson there, but you think it's Trombini?
Yeah, it looked. I'm pretty sure that was Trombini on that side.
We'll put an asterisk around that one, and we'll do a little discount double check on that one. 4:31 left to play. Again, Trombini potentially. Trombini, his first assist and his first point as a professional. So you got it right there, Mr. Lee. Eagle Eye. Never question.
Well, I bet if they go out together, Carlos and Leo might get mistaken for each other, but watching the numbers sure helped.
Oh, I just snorted. Anthony Arrico's got it. Our director, our fantastic director, Brad Zimmerman, chiming in here in our headset. So I got that one, Brad. Thank you for your help, and also thanks for all of our crew here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena, and put on a great broadcast of indoor soccer here at the arena. Peter Slee was got it for the Tropics. He walks it out in front of his own yellow line and then chips it into the corner. And then it's kicked away there by Sosa of the Comets. Laidley is there. So is Sosa. Kicked away, but it's held in. JP Reyes has it. He's triple teamed. The ball comes off to Ramon Palmer. Here come the Comets again. Here's Palmer to Leo. Leo can't catch up with it. Now Reyes able to settle the bouncing ball in front of Gibson. He kicks it long, but it goes right back into the feet of the Comets. Guerrero Pino forward to Leo. Leo between two defenders. Right side Ramon Palmer. Palmer so fast and quick. Now front and center Sosa. Harris. Sosa. Now Palmer. On the field for the Comets. Harris, Sosa, Pino, Asadpour, Gibson, Sosa! Sosa trying to chip Sliwa. And a good save there by Peter. Pretty nifty move there by Sosa, too. Comets able to hold it in. Sosa to Harris. Harris
just wide.
out the side of his foot. Now Pino can't settle the bouncing ball. He kicks it right into the referee. Comes off to Laidley. Laidley able to get it over to Nascimento. And forward it comes down to Mujin. Mujin of the Tropics there. Draws a crowd in the corner. Center the pass in there. Broken up by the Comets, and the Comets are going to try to counter. It's Vahid, 1v2. Vahid could not get past Monteleras. And he'll play it to Teixeira. Then forward up to Aristodemo. Coming up on 90 seconds. 90 seconds to play in the first half. Comets lead 3-1.
For our fans watching down in Florida, Harrisburg has just taken a 5-2 lead deep into the fourth quarter. Oh, I apologize. There's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And Harrisburg now leads the Baltimore Blast 5-2.
We might have to get, is it Alan Bathrop or Bathrop? We might have to get him to find out when was the last time Harrisburg beat the Baltimore Blast. It's got to be a long streak, don't you think?
It's been a while, that's for sure. I'm sure somebody will tweet at us and give us a good answer.
Now that would be a huge development in the East right there. I think a lot of people in the league have been watching this Harrisburg team. Are these guys, they're definitely improved, no question about it.
You know, and right
how
now,
good are they?
It's a toss-up right now in the league for the most improved team. Is it Harrisburg or is it Cedar Rapids?
Good point. Tropics get it out. Monteleras down the right side. Monteleras with a wall pass. Now a shot and a goal by the Tropics.
Goal, Florida Tropics.
Walla scorer once again. It's Victor Pereras of Florida, and it's 3-2.
Florida Tropics goal scored at 14 minutes and 26 seconds into the second quarter. Scored by number 7, Pereras, assisted by number 90, Monteleras.
It's like we said at the beginning of the game. I mean, this is a good team, a lot of good players. You can't count them out, and can't leave them alone on top like he just was.
Monteleras will remember that assist. That is his first point of the season for the Tropics. Here come the Comets back the other way. Palmer with a drive and Sliwa down on both knees to make the save. He quickly unloads after Rojas. Victor Rojas running with Rodriguez of the Comets into the corner. Rodriguez is there. It's chipped across the goal mouth of the Comets with 11.6 seconds left to play in the first half. And a foul called on Florida. So the Comets will restart it deep within their own territory. Rodriguez back to Palmer and then forward. 7 seconds left. Here is Gibson. And both teams chase it into the corner. And 0.3 seconds left, and that was pretty close there. Vahid, he didn't want to get Nascimento too close to those boards there and end up with a blue card here at the end of the quarter.
Both players battling for position.
Yeah.
He lost his footing.
Nice block, Leo.
And that's going to do it for the first half. The Comets hanging on to the lead here, but how about these Florida Tropics Comets two-goal leads, and the Tropics have trimmed it to 1. So at the end of the first 30 minutes, it is the Kansas City Comets 3 and the Florida Tropics 2. This is MASL TV live on YouTube.
Try Sports Shake. Because Sports Shake is made from real dairy, it's an excellent source of calcium to help build strong bones. Look for either chocolate or vanilla Sports Shake in the dairy section. Comets fans, because the team is leaving Kansas City early tomorrow morning for their afternoon match against the St. Louis Ambush, there will not be a post-game autograph session after tonight's match. We apologize. There will also not be a post-game party at main event, but we'll be back here for our next game in late January. All right, we've got a fun halftime contest here. We're going to send it down to Steve Field. Steve?
That is right, Nate. This is your chance right now to walk away with $100. That's all thanks to our friends with Harvesters Fling for Food. Hopefully you had an opportunity to pick up one of those Harvester balls. If so, this is your opportunity right now, again, to walk away with $100. Calvin's going to be cruising around at least 3 times if you get one of your Harvester balls to land and stay inside of his basket. And yes, you're walking away with $100, all thanks to Harvesters Fling for Food. Comets fans, are you ready? Calvin, are you ready? Here we go. It's Harvesters Fling for Food, all presented by Sunfresh Grocery Stores. Good luck to you. Just got to get one of those Harvester balls to land and stay inside Calvin's basket. You're walking away with some cash. If we have more than one, then that amount will be equally divided. Also, don't forget, we have Slim Chickens in Sky Zone right there in the center of the field. You can get the closest to that. Also, another opportunity to win another prize. Calvin, Comets fans, one more time around. It's Harvesters Fling for Food. Almost got hit that time. All right, Calvin, come on back. All right, dang, let's see if we got ourselves a winner. That's up.
You don't get a prize for hitting Steve with a Comets ball.
Nothing? Is that in there? And Calvin will be right there in the middle. Try not to hit him too hard. Extra point to be in Calvin. There we go. There it's loose.
One of the members on the blue team seems to have gone some sort of performance-enhancing substance. He is much larger than all of the balls on the field.
Glad you recognize that, not me.
Growth spurt, thyroid condition.
Uh-oh. We got a pile up.
Oh, it's the Barry Bonds ball. These games are always fun because more people actually realize there's a ball there, and the rest just hit each other.
Red team one, blue nothing. Calvin, come on, get up there, support your team.
Now what happens if a ball gets stuck in the top? Does it flip the player over? There we go.
Tied up, there we go. Again, let's hear it again for the Kansas City Select Soccer Club for helping us out for a little halftime entertainment.
I don't know, Calvin's been pushing a lot of these bubble soccer players over. It'd be terrible if some of them went after Calvin.
Oh.
Happy New Year! Don't kick this!
10 seconds remaining, 10 seconds remaining. Let's hear it again for Bubble Soccer and those from the Kansas City Select Soccer Club. Let's hear it one more time for these guys. The Comets want to say thank you to all the groups and special guests in attendance tonight. This week's Sunfresh Team of the Week, the Rise Jaguars. Welcome to Wildfire U16 girls. Welcome to KC Select 05 girls. Welcome to KC Select 06 girls. KC Select 07 girls. And KC Select 08 girls. Welcome to KC Select Dundee U10 boys. And KC Select Weems U11 boys. Thanks for your attendance tonight. The Comets would also like to wish a happy birthday to the following people. FC Kansas City midfielder Heather O'Reilly. Happy birthday to Robert Salek. Happy birthday, 39th birthday to Dennis Banks. Happy birthday to Comets defender Robert Palmer on January 10th. Happy birthday to Michael Dorfler. Happy 10th birthday to Deegan Loomis. Happy 12th birthday to Aaron Ratterman.
MASL TV is live on YouTube here at halftime, where the Comets lead. Hey, Mike Minnesota, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Hey, happy belated birthday to you, pal.
4:30 this morning.
I know. Hey, I wish you could talk right now, but I'm live on the air right now, brother. It's good to see you guys. Happy New Year. Jeff, these are just the many friends that come up and visit us from time to time here at the booth, the broadcast position. Mike Minnesota, of course, a longtime Comets supporter. And, oh, by the way, this is what we're looking at here. There's Dom Dwyer and Sidney LaRue. And they're in the house tonight watching the game. Okay, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
So here, let's give you the first half stats here from the game, from the first half. Comets lead the Tropics 3-2. Stephen Patterson has made 5 saves, and Peter Sleewas made 3. The teams have combined for 9 blocks, 6 for the Tropics and 3 for the Comets. Comets and Tropics are tied at 11 with on shots on goals. And again, the score is 3-2. Comets on top of the Tropics. Back underway here in the second half. The Comets battling in the midfield area. Laidley picks it up, leaves it off to Montelaris and Demusian, who tried to redirect it in. And it's picked up there, touched by the Comets. Now front and center Montelaris, near side Paredes. Here's Paredes on the right wing, trying to slot it through to Montelaris. And Rodriguez shielding away Pereira. Back to Sosa. John Sosa, the left footer. Across the half line to Asadpour. Here's Vahid. Player dives in and Montelaris. Vahid goes out wide to the boards. Vahid plays it to Leo. Leo gets it near side Harris. Brian Harris, one of his charitable foundations that Brian works with is the Dalton Berner Foundation, benefiting pediatric cancer. And his buddy young Dalton Burner celebrating a birthday, and he's in the house tonight. And we'll say happy birthday to Dalton Burner. Brian and Dalton have teamed up to raise money for pediatric cancer and specifically the Dalton Burner Foundation. And there's a 50-50 raffle going on in the house tonight where fans are buying some raffle tickets here. Going to walk away with some money. And the foundation's going to walk away with some money. Pretty cool thing that the Comets are doing every single home game.
You know,
the Dalton Burner Foundation.
When we first met Dalton Burner, he was 7 years old, and he had just been diagnosed with his second round of cancer. And so he's since beaten that. It's a great story on that. It's great inspiration on that. But he turned 12 this past week, and I saw that post, and I had to tell his mom, Missy, I cannot believe he's 12. He's growing up so fast, and he's a great kid. Of course, he's got a great mentor in Brian Harris, too.
So great to see him doing well. Comets have gone for changes here. Their first shift here in the second half. And some fresh legs come out on the field. And we've got an update on Brian Harris, who went out early in the first quarter, Jeff.
Brian Perez, I'm
sorry.
He has a pull to his hamstring. He is out for tonight and not likely for tomorrow.
So Brian Perez and his 6 goals and 3 assists is not going to be available. He's also got 2 of the Comets' 3 power plays this season. Brian Perez, big part of the Comets. Of course, big part collegiately for UMKC, where he holds so many records there. And as assistant coach for Rick Benben and the UMKC Kangaroos here in our area.
He's having a great season this year. And so he's been battling that hamstring all season long. You know, he was one of the players that the break since the last time these 2 teams played was beneficial for. It's really a shame to see that he tweaked it again.
You can rest, and you can stretch, and it can feel good when you walk and maybe jog here, but there's always that little bit of trepidation. You're just not sure what you're going to get when you step on the gas out there.
Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what happened tonight. Brian Perez tried to step on the gas, and once he did, it pulled his hamstring again. So Perez out the rest of the night tonight and tomorrow when the team travels down I-70 to take on the St. Louis Ambush. Here's Sinclair stepping over it, taken away by Pereira. Here comes Pereira looking for a mate. Pereira shoots, and Patterson got a piece of that one.
You know, when you're a goalkeeper, you save it however you can. If that means it's going off your face, you take it in the face.
Stokic didn't want to do it. He knocked it out of bounds, and that'll give the Tropics a restart right at the top of the arc. And there's a replay going right off Patterson's face. Now Mushin. And Mushin will call a timeout. This is a bit of surprise that they're going to call early. Actually, they're going to call this immediate timeout as well. So we'll step aside with 11:30 left to play in the third. Comets lead the Tropics 3-2. Okay, Freddie Mugen back behind the ball with Pereiras to his left, and he's got Victor Rojas to his right. Here's Mugen. Oh, they tie it! Mugen goes down to the right post, and it's a restart goal. It's Monteleras. No, correction, it's Degas again. Degas with a second on the night, and the team is tied at 3. How about this, folks?
I don't know what to think of that one. I mean, he faked one way, looked like he was confused, and then just made it right through the wall. Got the wall to open up and put it right on Dieguez.
So Dieguez gets his 9th on the year, and for Freddie Mugen, that's his 5th assist off the restart. And the crowd here is a little bit stunned. And it's a brand new ball game, folks. 11 and a half to play in the third. It's 3-all. Comets trying to win their 3rd in a row. The Tropics are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. The Tropics are winless, and here is Gibson walking it in, and that one a little bit wide. Now Gibson on the doorstep. Sliwa finally able to hang on and quickly unloads to Arico. Here's Anthony down the left side. He plays it down to Degas. Wall pass in the middle. Arico flashed in. Now Rojas through the area. Arico is there. Now it's picked up by Palmer. Here comes Palmer full speed. Tried to play it out to Stokic. Sliwa kicks it away along with Aristodemo. Harris holds it in. Gets it out to Sosa. Sosa crossing it back in. Comets don't have the full complement of players going forward here, so Florida able to win the ball back in their last third, and Arico plays it back to Sliwa. Sliwa forward to Freddie Mugen. Broken up by the Comets. Harris has got some space. Harris! That one blocked by Aristodemo. Now coming back the other way. Monteleras is tripped up, and a foul.
I'm not sure if he's calling a foul or just it's one of those situations of dangerous player.
Well, here's the replay again. Oh, it looks like he stopped and then he went down.
I don't know if he... I have tonight's attendance, Nick.
Hit me.
4,302 fans out tonight.
Thank you. 3,002 fans. On behalf of the Kansas City Comets, thank you all for coming tonight. And we invite you to come out to the next home game after tonight's game, which will be on January 20th. That's a long ways away. Syracuse comes in.
We gotta create some anticipation because it's the world famous mascot game.
Oh, Margaret! That is always a fun game. Lots of fall down, go boom.
I think last time we had somewhere around 30 mascots, ranging from just a guy with a horse head costume to the full-fledged giant Mongolian barbecue mascot, Star Wars characters. We had everybody here. It was good times.
The Florida offense here is knifing into the Comet defense, but here comes Ramon Palmer down the side. Ramon stops, shoots. It's deflected out front. Alain Matingu gathers it up for the Comets. Now here's Trombini for the Comets. Played back to Stephen Patterson. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the third, and the Comets and Tropics are tied up at 3. Great showing here by Florida. Trombini into Asadpour, who fanned on the shot. And then taken down to the ground is Leo Gibson, and a foul called on the Comets.
think that was a first foul kind of situation. He was fighting through a play. You can see on the replay. He got fouled, took a couple steps with the ball. Referee let it go on. Then he got that play stopped again, called the first foul.
Carreras, his first of the half, second of the game. Correction, foul number 7, Vahid Asupor for Kansas City, his first of the half, second of the game.
There's Dagus, number 11. He's the Tropics' leading scorer, and he has a pair of goals tonight for Florida. Peter Sliwa leaves it off to Robbie Aristodamo. Back in the indoor game. He's making his debut here tonight. Pass picked off there by the Comets. Oh, then taken back shot. Goal! And the Tropics have their first lead. Dagus has the hat trick. And the Comets are shocked. 8:18 left to play in the third.
Just a poor choice on that pass. Yeah, you can't do that with Diegas, especially. He's one of their more solid forwards. He's got a nose for the goal, and he's going to put that one away every time.
Here's a look at it from Patterson's view, and that one just given away by the Comets, and Diegas makes him pay. So 4-3, the Tropics lead the Comets. We've already had one major surprise in the MASL tonight. The Harrisburg Heat have defeated the Baltimore Blast 7-4. And I think fans in general would consider the Comets a heavy favorite coming into tonight's game. So can another underdog win in the MASL tonight? Here's Nascimento. Out wide for Pereiras.
We've been talking about how good the Central Division is. Sorry, I got distracted. Florida had 7 guys out there for a second. We've been talking about how good the Central Division is, but the Eastern Division, they're showing they've got something to play for here too.
O'Dane Sinclair was lumbering in there, but it's taken away by the Tropics again. They try to play it forward to Arico, and there's Patterson way off his line. Steven able to get it down the boards. Oh, and a penalty is going to be coming up against, yeah, there it is. It's going to be against the Florida Tropics, and it's going to go against Arico.
You can't touch keeper, especially not after the play.
Here's a replay coming up again. Here's Steven Patterson.
Yeah, just
and he was just
trying to play it off like he was just running by, but Stevie was pretty much stopped. He got a lot of.
He enters the penalty box, sponsored by Mark Ferguson, attorney at law. Ladies and gentlemen,
all right.
It's a Comets power play.
So here we go. The Comets 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Can they get one here? They are just 3 for 17 on the year on power plays. Here's Rodriguez. Looking for Gibson in the corner. The pass a little bit off. Leo touches it far side to Asadpour. Into the middle. And a shot there by Rodriguez is saved by Sliwa. Now a drive by Gibson, no good. Rebound comes down to Sosa's feet. Sosa in the air. Oh, an attempted volley by Palmer. Fanned on it. Now Asadpour down low. Blocked by the Tropics. Florida will kick it long. And that'll burn about 9 seconds off the clock before the Comets can wind up their power play again. 1:19 left on the advantage. Asadpour left side. In the middle, Leo. Now Sosa. Now Rodriguez. Back to Gibson! And the game is tied at 4. Leo hammers one home. Gibson, his 10th goal on the year. And finally, the Comets score a power play goal and ties the game at 4.
Gibson sits there at the top of the arc on those power plays, and he's just there to distribute the ball, bring the ball into him, funnel the defense into him so he can distribute out wide. But every once in a while, he'll get it and just turn and strike.
You could sense a little extra determination there by the Comets on that power play there. And they get the game tied after Anthony Arrico called for tripping against Stephen Patterson. So both teams back to full strength, 5 aside with 2 keepers, and we have 6:25 left to play in the third, and the game is tied. What a game between the East Division's Florida Tropics and the Central Division's Kansas City Comets. Live on MASL TV. Patterson boots it long for Guerrero Pino. 1 hop out of bounds. And the restart taking a little bit too quick here.
The Comets are proud to have Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider of the team. Trust your family's eyes to their doctors so you never miss another Comets play. Comets fans are invited to call Silverstein Eye
On the field for the Comets, John Sosa, Vahid Asadpour, Guerrero Pino, Stefan Stokic, and Alan Matingu. For Florida, it's Freddie Mugen, Victor Rojas, Marco Rodriguez, Anthony Arrico, as well as J.P. Reyes with Peter Sliwa in goal. Out of bounds off of Florida. Reyes goes off, and Nascimento comes on for the Tropics. 5:41 left to play in the third. Tropics on a 4-game losing streak. They are 0 for the month of December. Their last victory coming on November 26th, a 7-6 win on the road in Syracuse. The Comets are coming off a pair of wins, a 6-4 win in Florida over these Tropics right here, and then prior to that, a 5-1 win over Baltimore at home. So the Comets looking for 3 in a row. Right in front of the bench there is Alan Matingu, and boy, he draws a crowd. Alan crunches to the ground like a tree in the forest. Eventually launched across the line, and a foul called on the Tropics. Freddie Mugen, the assistant coach and team captain for the Tropics. Now O'Dane Sinclair forward to Leo Gibson. Here's Leo. And it's knocked out of bounds by Pino. 5 minutes to play in the game. No, 5 minutes to play in the third. And the game tied at 4. At last check, Sonora and Dallas were still tied at 3. That game down in Dallas. We've already had the Harrisburg Heat take down the Baltimore Blast tonight. And that game was at Farm Show Arena. Isn't that right, Jeff? Was that game at Farm Show?
It was.
Yep.
It was in Harrisburg. And just got confirmation, this version of Harrisburg, that's their first victory against Baltimore. Of course, the team came back, I want to say 3 years ago.
Yep.
So they're really excited in Pennsylvania tonight.
No doubt about it.
And we have history in Dallas. Cameron Brown has scored in his 21st straight game. Congratulations to him.
And he takes out Tattoo's record of scoring a goal in 20 consecutive games.
No confirmation on this, but I believe he kept his shirt on after the score.
We also have another record that may fall tonight, and that's going to be out on the West Coast, right?
Yes. San Diego. San Diego playing Ontario. That game is underway. I don't have a score on that one yet. But Craig Childs just needs one more goal. Oh!
Just off the post.
Nacho hit the woodwork, and we might need that would be. Wish we had a camera right there on the goal line.
First and a half, third of the game.
Should have one in the back of the net. I don't know what that can show us.
Here's the replay coming up. Take a look. Oh, that was close, but looked like it did end up in front of the line there. Good work. Our director, Brad Zimmerman, and his crew getting the replay for us. Thank you, gentlemen.
And, of course, as Florida knows, the ball has to go completely across the line.
Oh, that's right.
That's big controversy in the last game between these two teams. Stevie made a save right on the line that had he not made that save would have tied the game late.
Oh.
Of course, some folks out there believe with their eagle eyes watching the broadcast that it did go across, but there was a referee.
Oh, a good restart there. Freddie Mujian walked it in, and boy, Steven Patterson, coffee quick to make the save. Patterson unloads to Gibson. Here's Gibson sliding it through to Palmer. Palmer shoots, and it's blocked away by Pereiras. Good defensive play by the Tropics defender, Pereiras.
That would have been a good place for Ramon Palmer to get his first hat trick of the year.
Oh, my goodness. Gibson looking for Rodriguez, flashing in there. Patterson off his line to send it into the corner, and it's a little bit too strong. Out of bounds off of the Comets. Clay Roberts is the head coach of the Florida Tropics. The owners of the Florida Tropics are owners Andrew and Leah Haynes, and congratulations to all of the Tropics organization for bringing in a good club, competitive club. This has been a terrific game here tonight at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. And boy, you said it earlier, Jeff, there's lots of talent on this team here, young talent. Now Sosa trying to walk it in, and it's deflected away by the Tropics. They've got a couple of good veterans here with Mujian and Sliwa and Arico. Now Matingu. Alon's touch lets him down. Back the other way come the Tropics. Here come the Tropics. Down into the corner, a shot there, an attempted shot there by Marco Rodriguez.
How about that hustle from Alan Montague?
Got all the way
ball
back.
And comes all the way back to win it back and stop their attack.
Now Mujian goes down, and he is chopped down by Matingu.
Of course, I praise Matingu, and then he
chops him down like a tree in the forest. Now, restarts have been effective for the Tropics, and Mujian wants Arico to go down by the post.
They've had some unconventional ones, but they've been effective.
Here's Mujian, and he'll call timeout.
Timeout, Florida.
So with 1:41 left to play in the third quarter, we can start thinking about some stars of the game. And all players on both sides are available for the stars of the game, right?
Yeah, we're looking for the three best players of the game, regardless of the team.
Well, first off, if it's Diegues. It's got to be Diegues from Florida right now as your first star.
Yeah, hat trick's pretty solid. Ramon Palmer having himself quite a game as well. And I mean, I'm almost sounding like a broken record, but for the third game in a row, Stevie Patterson's playing pretty darn well.
So that's where it stands right now. We still have a little ways to go before we submit our final entries here. But if you've been watching the game and you'd like to tell us who your three stars are, let us know on social media. Just hit us at Comets MASL, or use MASL Arena, or use
or hashtag KCVFLA, and we'll see it.
Hashtag KCVFLA. Use that hashtag and we'll see it. Yeah, anything, any comments about the game, bring it. We'd love to see it. 1:41 left to play in the third, and an important restart here for both Florida and the Comets. And back on the field for Florida comes Victor Rojas, Victor Pereiras.
Nick, I'd like to know why you took part in the dance cam, but you're not taking part in the flex cam.
I would be laughed at the arena. Here's the restart by Mujian. Freddie fires it right on. It gets through the wall, but off target. Florida was looking for a handball on Sinclair, and the officials say it went off the Comets anyway. So Florida's going to get it here with 1:36 left to play in the third. Pereiras out wide to Lucas Teixeira. Teixeira, the Brazilian, comes near side to Pereiras. He's another Brazilian. And out wide to back to Pereiras. Pereiras runs right into Sinclair. He gets stood up. Now Palmer still trying to go forward, battling with Degas. Degas won it for a moment, still pinballing around and then kicked forward up to Freddie Mugen. Here's Mugen with the left footer, and Mugen goes top shelf for Grandma Keeps the Cookies. Freddie Mugen comes in and gives the Tropics a 5-4 lead. Oh my! What a left-footed shot by Freddie.
I told you, you can't sleep on this team. There's a lot of good talent on it. And they're going to surprise a few teams.
Unbelievable. Freddie Mugen, his 5th on the season, to go along with 5 assists. And what a finish there by the Brazilian. Incredible. Comets have some work to do. Here is Patterson. Every time that Florida has taken the lead, that's been twice, the Comets have been able to score and tie the game. So it looks like Florida called for the foul. And a timeout called by the Comets. Timeout called by the Comets. 51.9 seconds left.
In Dallas, Sonora has just taken the lead with 4 minutes to play in, I believe, the third quarter. They are leading 5-4. Turlock is at home against Atletico Baja. They lead 1-0. And Ontario has a 1-0 lead at home against San Diego.
And that's where Craig Childs is going for San Diego's all-time scoring mark. He needs 1 goal to pass Bronco Segota. Also to bring you up to speed, Cameron Brown of the Dallas Sidekicks scored a goal tonight. That means he broke Tattoo's 20-game consecutive goal scoring streak. Cameron Brown with 21 consecutive games with a goal. And earlier tonight, the biggest story so far tonight has been Harrisburg beating Baltimore in Harrisburg tonight. Final score 7-4.
And still catching up on all the messages about it, but from what I could tell, they just took it to Baltimore all night long, and really, it was their game from the opening kickoff.
Congratulations to the Heat. It's going to be a battle there between Harrisburg and perhaps Syracuse for that second spot in the postseason. 51.9 seconds here. The Comets break the huddle, and here they come in their blue jerseys, trimmed in red and yellow and white. Rodriguez, Gibson, Harris, Sosa, and Asadpour come back on the field. That's their core unit right there. Here's Sosa. Down to Asadpour. Now Sosa popped into the air to Harris. Bryant trying to settle it away from the goal to Rodriguez. Now to Gibson. Gibson tried to center it. Rebound comes off to Bryan, and then back to Patterson, 32 seconds left.
Shot from Harris.
Harris' shot is blocked. Now Sosa. Over to Asadpour. Asadpour thought about the shot. He's surrounded by a trio of white jerseys, but he's still going. He shoots. That one off of Saliwa and kicked away towards the half line. Just a few seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Excuse me, the ball will stay with the Comets. Can the Comets get a shot off here before the end of the third? Rolled in there now. Rodriguez still trying to go forward. And it looks like maybe a dangerous play foul called on Lucas Rodriguez. 3.1 seconds left, and that'll go back over to Florida.
Number 10, Rodriguez, his first of the game.
That's Lucas's first foul. Sliwa touches it up to Mujin. That's going to do it for the third quarter. How about this, folks?
With your score, Kansas City Comets 4, Florida Tropics 5.
Diegues and Mujin score 3 goals combined and take the lead over the Comets going into the fourth quarter. At the end of 3, it's the Florida Tropics 5 and the Kansas City Comets 4. We are live on MASL TV on YouTube. All right, here we go. The final 15 minutes here. The final frame. This is it. The last straw. The Tropics are going to take a 5-4 lead into the fourth quarter on the road against the Kansas City Comets. The Tropics trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. The Comets trying to win 3 in a row. The Comets, the 2-time defending Central Division champions. And we are now in the dominoes. Miracle minute if the Comets score a goal. And boy, they sure could use one against the Tropics. Everybody's going to walk out of here with a pizza here in the next 35 seconds, which remains here in the Domino's Miracle Minute. Here's the Tropics. Pereiras, front and center. Down to Mujin. Mujin, a wall pass away from the goal to J.P. Reyes. Reyes through the middle. Save! Patterson! Incredible!
What a save.
Wow, Teixeira took the pass from Reyes, and Patterson perfectly positioned. Incredible save.
And wasn't only in position, but I mean, his hand was down at his side and had to come up to just swat that away.
Boy, 1 goal seems like a lot right now. Here's Anthony Arrico on the near side for Florida. He leaves it back to Monteleras. The Miracle Minute is over with, so We'll have to wait for pizza until January 20th during the mascot game when the Comets will host the Silver Knights of Syracuse.
Of course, we encourage you to go ahead and go get some pizza from Domino's.
Domino's sounds delicious right now, Jeff. Well, here's a chance here for the Comets. Rodriguez is on the field, and of course, John Sosa will trigger the restart. Those two guys have already hooked up once, and they've hooked up 3 times so far this season. Sosa, Gibson to the far post. Now Rodriguez banks it in there. Harris on the doorstep, no good. Oh, the Comets just peppering the glass all around the goal here, but can't punch it through.
From now until the end of the game, the Comets are hosting a flash sale out at our merchandise table.
Okay, here's Gibson.
25% off all
And rolls it in towards the center, and it's picked up there by Monteleras.
until the end of the game.
Comets take it back. Asadpour off the inboards, and then kicked out of bounds by Monteleras. And it'll go to the right wing corner for a corner kick coming up. So Sosa will trigger the restart here in the right wing corner. All the Comets around the perimeter. Here is Asadpour. That one went off the back of Rodriguez. Comets trying to win it back. And a penalty is coming up. And it's going to go against Florida. Orico is going to be rung up again. And Anthony can't believe it. Leo Gibson's going to be okay, but both Orico and Gibson really going hard for the ball. We're just looking at the replay now. Sorry, guys, I wasn't on that replay there. Maybe we can show it one more time here. Yeah, there we go, Brad. There we go. Thank you, guys.
You know, he slid in, and players always argue, but I got all ball, I got all ball.
Yeah.
He got all ball, but he got also all of Leo.
He did. So Orico into the sin bin. The Comets on the power play for the 3rd time. A golden opportunity for the Comets here to tie the game at 5. So 2 minutes on the power play clock. Here's Sosa. Sosa fires it in there, deflects off the Tropics player. The Comets will hold it in. The Tropics man-down team has been pretty good so far tonight. And again, the Tropics 50% on penalty kills this season. The Comets about 20% on power plays. Right side Sosa to the corner for Rodriguez. Front and center Vahid. Asadpour, right side Sosa. In the middle to Ramon Palmer. Could not redirect it on target. Nascimento of the Tropics clears it away. Out to Victor Pereiras. Here's Pereiras down the right side. Now Nascimento! Short-handed goal. What happened there? It's 6-4. The Tropics are stunning the Comets here at home.
And that's just a case of the Comets getting caught forward.
Tropics goal scored at 2 minutes and 22 seconds into the 4th quarter. Scored by number 2.
Nascimento just kind of snuck up the backside.
Assisted by number 7.
And nobody followed him up until it was too late. He was wide open for that shot.
1 minute, 22 seconds remaining on the Comets power play.
Short-handed goal. That is, I believe, the Comets' second short-handed goal that they have given up.
It is their second short-handed, and it might be Florida's first.
Florida's got a couple of firsts tonight. First, the Dieguez, who has the hat trick tonight, is the first hat trick in franchise history.
And that is confirmed. It is their first shorthanded goal in franchise history.
Leo into the middle. Boy, the Tropics are just holding their shape. They are being very disciplined. Comets still have 48 seconds left on the power play. Now Sosa bangs it in there. It's blocked there by Pereiras, excuse me. Throwing it long.
We're going to have a penalty here. He came on the field. Mujin came on the field before the other player was completely off. They tried to, what they did is they put him on the far side of the bench and tried to have his player come off on the near side.
Here's the replay. You can see it right here, Jeff. No, there's the contact afterwards with Sosa and Mujin.
It's an old time
tactic.
You see it all the time, but he was definitely on the field a good step before the other player was. Now, a lot of times, you're not going to call that because it's quite obvious that there's a switch going on. But in this case, there's a tactical reason and a tactical advantage for him to jump on early. Comets, you got to call that.
They're getting a break. They're getting a break. The referees could put the blue card in their pocket, but they're going to call Florida for too many men on the field here, and that's going to result in another power play for the Comets. So it's going to be a 5v3 situation here coming up for 34 seconds. Right now the officials are explaining the situation to team captain and assistant coach Freddie Mugen right there. Where's number 10?
And Pereiras better be careful because he's not allowed to come into that little center arc there.
2-minute penalty assessed to the Florida Tropics. Too many players, too many men. The Florida Tropics.
So let's see who they send into the penalty box here to serve.
Another man short. That penalty assessed at 3 minutes and 11 seconds.
Mugen is, since he was the sixth man on, he's the one who has to sit.
So here comes Mugen. He comes over. He's going to join his teammate in the penalty box.
And this is big for Kansas City because not only do they get a 5v3 advantage, but Florida loses arguably one of their best penalty killers in Freddie Mugen.
All right, so for 34 seconds, like we said, it's going to be 5v3, and the Comets trail by 2. Comets have had a couple of comebacks, but they've fallen short. Now Sosa. 24 seconds left. Asadpour. Gibson. Gibson through to Vahid. Banged off the boards, no good. Bad touch there by Palmer. Precious seconds are ticking off the clock. 11 seconds left on the 5v3. Asadpour. Boy. Monteleras, good defense there. Takes the ball away and they clear it. So one penalty over. And Enrico comes back out on the field. And Enrico trying to win the ball from Patterson. He shoots and he scores! Another shorthanded goal by Anthony Enrico, who just came back on the field. I call that more want to. The Tropics have scored 2 shorthanded goals against the Comets. And they are stunned. Shocked.
It's another case of just the Comets not
scored by number 22, Enrico, unassisted.
Not paying attention. He, I don't think anybody saw him come back on the field.
It's now 7-4. Florida on top of the Comets. For Anthony Enrico. How about Anthony Enrico, his second goal of the season? Comets need an attitude adjustment here in the final 10 minutes and 50 seconds left. Now they're still on the power play here. There's a drive by Gibson and it's saved by Sliwa. Still on the power play for the next 49 seconds, all right? So let's see if they can get one back. It's still within reach. Here's Sosa. Front and center to Asadpour. Now Sosa, back to Vahid. Right side Rodriguez. Now front and center Asadpour. Sosa to Harris, who shoots and ding-dong off the post. Rebound all the way out to the half line. Rodriguez trots it into Leo. Leo moves left, shoots, saves Sliwa. Good job by the Tropics. 10 minutes to play. Here comes JP Reyes down the left side. 7 seconds left on the Comets' advantage. Can they get one more shot? 1 second left. Freddie Mugen back out onto the floor. And a steal by Aristodemo. Comets avoid another disaster there. The score remains 7-4. So out of all of that, the Comets actually fall behind more. After having a two-man advantage. The Comets don't get a goal, and they end up giving up a shorthanded goal. 2 shorthanded goals tonight, and the frustration is setting in. 7-4 Tropics over the Comets.
His second of the half, second of the game.
Here's a replay again of Leo going down. They did tap his
Yeah, he got fouled.
a little bit.
I tell you, Nick, I'm just a little speechless here. I'm trying to find if Comet.
Penalty coming up
gonna be a
against
penalty.
Gibson. There's Leo.
Sliwa, he got hit, but he added a little roll at the end. I give that a.
There's the frustration setting in. Here's another replay of it again. Slee was going to jump up into the air. Leo had actually already left his feet when he was headed that way. I don't know. You could argue it both ways.
Yeah, I mean, he embellished it.
Oh, and now a yellow card is coming out, so that's even worse. Leo Gibson might have been just rung up for a misconduct on top of his 2-minute penalty. So not only Leo out for 2 minutes, he could be out for the next 7 or 8 minutes, possibly the rest of the game.
Could be. Yeah, of course, if he's got the yellow card, he will have to sit the 5 minutes, and they'll have to send somebody in to send.
Penalty at 5 minutes and 55 seconds into the fourth quarter. 2 minutes, Leo Gibson for pushing. An additional 5-minute
Yeah.
game misconduct.
So he will have to sit the
Yellow
5
card.
minutes, and they'll have to have somebody else. Looks like Trombini's going to come and sit the 2 minutes for him. And of course, he can't come in even once that 5 minutes over until there's a
Guaranteed sub.
guaranteed substitution opportunity.
Very disappointing for Comets fans, but
This has been a somewhat of an issue this year, discipline,
yeah.
especially late in games when they find themselves behind.
So Tropics are now on the power play for the first time tonight, and they're leading 7-4 with 8:47 left to play in the game. Victor Pereiras kicked it out of bounds, and we've got a official's timeout on the field. We'll step aside. 8:43 left to play in the game. The Florida Tropics 7 and the Comets 4. And this is MASL TV live on YouTube. Back live inside Silverstein Ice Center's arena. Glad to have you along here in the middle of America, Independence, Missouri, to be specific. Just a little bit east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri, along I-70. It is the Florida Tropics leading the Comets 7-4. Alongside Jeff Houston, I'm Nick Vassos. And the Tropics continue their power play here for the next minute and 30 seconds. Man down team for the Comets is Robert Palmer, Alan Batingu, O'Dane Sinclair, and Brian Harris. Power play team for Florida includes Lucas Teixeira, Victor Pereiras, JP Reyes goes off. Robbie Aristodemo comes on. Freddie Mugen is on as well. And rounding out the 5-man power play team is Dieguez, who has the hat trick tonight for Florida. Under 8 minutes to play in the game now. And here is Aristodemo. He'll play it left side for Pereiras. Pereiras left wing. Aristodemo runs up on it, fires a shot. That one blocked by Robert Palmer of the Comets. Palmer's got it back out to Harris. Harris, see if he can kick it long here and burn some clock. He does. Back to Peter Sliwa, the keeper for the Tropics. 27 seconds left on the advantage. Into the corner it goes for Mugen. Under Mugen's foot, and Patterson boots it long. 7:22 left to play. The Comets 5-3, trying to win 3 in a row. And the Tropics trying to snap a 4-game skid. They came in at 2-6. Brian Harris went down on the ground and he challenged everybody's going to be all right.
That's one of the two tough players right there. Lots of respect. It's just a tough challenge.
Here's Sinclair in the corner. Trombini is out of the penalty box, but again, Leo Gibson is going to remain in the penalty box to serve his 5-minute misconduct penalty.
Looks like we're about to get 6th attacker here. Once we can get control with the ball upfield.
Looks like Sosa's going to come on as the 6th attacker.
Tropics foul on number 7, Pereiras, his first of the game.
Here's Matingu.
And now the Comets are going to be called for
too many men on the field.
Too many men.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Or are they?
All right, turn your attention to Comets Vision for the karaoke cam.
Well, Comets have just not organized tonight.
When the team found themselves down, they're pressing, they're not staying in position, and it's just having organizational problems. Now it looks like they're about to go on the power play again.
Florida Tropics assess a 2-minute penalty at 8 minutes and 19 seconds into the 4th quarter for, again, too many men on the field.
That's the second time Florida's been assessed for too many men.
The Comets are on power
Hey,
play.
it worked well for them last time, though.
Okay, the Comets have had absolutely no luck. They have been abysmal on special teams this year, and they've been particularly stinky tonight. The Comets had a 5v3 advantage and came up with nothing. In fact, they ended up losing ground, giving up a shorthanded goal. Let's see if they can get at least another one here. There's a long drive from Ossipor, and a save by Sliwa.
This is a great save from Sliwa, too.
Sosa. Ossipor rolls it, shoots. That one now up front, shot, goal! There it is, Lucas Rodriguez, and a power play goal for the Comets. It's 7-5 with 6:03 left to play. Still some time for Lucas. That is going to be his 2nd goal on the night.
Good job by Harris by following that up and making sure to get in and pressure as Florida was trying to clear the zone.
8 minutes and 57 seconds into the 4th quarter. Scored by number 10, Lucas Rodriguez. Assisted by number 25, Brian Harris.
All right, so 7-5 here. Can the Comets do it? Can they come back here with 6:03 left to play in the game, trailing by 2?
A lot of time left. A lot of goals can be scored.
And we just heard Nate say there's a lot of time left, but not really. We're under 6 minutes now, and Florida's going to do their best to try to hold it here. Robert Palmer heads it up into the air. Guerrero Pino, now Stokic. Now Ramon Palmer. And, of course, the Comets are going to have to make this comeback here without Leo Gibson, who remains in the penalty box.
Without Leo Gibson and without Brian Perez, it's not a coincidence that the Comets held a 2-0 lead and seemingly held control of the game until Brian Perez went out. He's a good, strong force for them.
Asadpour going on the log roll is J.P. Reyes. And it goes off of Reyes, and it'll be a corner kick coming up for the Comets. Now maybe they'll spot it at the top of the arc. Sixth attacker is out there for the Comets. Yeah, it is going to be spotted in the right wing corner. Sosa is the sixth attacker out there, and he'll trigger the restart for the Comets.
You know, if this result holds.
Good drive there by Rodriguez, and it was blocked.
That's the second time Rodriguez has blocked.
Now an open net. Nascimento with another open net goal, and it's now 8-5.
What I was just about to say is, if this result holds, Sliwa will have gotten the first franchise win for Florida over the Comets. His last time he faced the Comets was was last year with the St. Louis Ambush, and their only win against the Comets in franchise history. Now,
call that a good luck charm, do you?
I don't know about that. I mean, he's been solid tonight. This game for Florida, you know, it's been won on the backs of Dieguez and a couple other guys that are on the field, but you can't discount the guy's a giant killer.
No question about it. And when the Comets have had chances around the goal, Sliwa's been solid right in front. 5:25 left to play. 3-goal lead. And another chance here at an open net by Arico, and that one goes wide. Comets are just not showing the fire or the effort or the skill that they've displayed in their previous home games. Comets up the near boards for Harris. Harris plays it back to Asadpour. The Heat and the Comets walk it up with the sixth attacker. Sosa. Sinclair. Now Asadpour snared out of the air by Sliwa. Sliwa's throwing. Comets trail by 3. Boy, it just seems like it's a lot larger than 3. They need to get that one goal. And that's just been it. They haven't been able to penetrate Florida's defense. They have held their shape, and they've stayed in the lanes. They've broken up passes, shots.
We said at the beginning of the game, this is the best 2-6 team in the game, or in the league, and they've shown it tonight.
Rodriguez off the boards, and Sliwa right there. Under 4 minutes to play now. Comets lost their home opener to the Rampage here, but have won the rest of their home games. And typically the Comets are a force here at home. Asadpour's been firing all night long from beyond what used to be the three-point arc and just hasn't been able to get it anywhere near Sliwa. And it looks like we've got another timeout called on the field. Frustration showing on the Comets, and the elation and upbeat play of the Tropics continues. Patterson's going to come back into the game, and the sixth attacker is going to come off. .335 left to play in the game. And Patterson is going to go off, and here comes Sosa back on once again. Here's Rodriguez. Here's Leo Gibson now. He's done serving the 5-minute. He's back into the game. Now Nascimento once again. Nascimento lost it to Ramon Palmer. 3 minutes to play. Here's Sosa. Over to Leo. Correction, Ramon Palmer. Now Sosa front and center to Asadpour. Now Lucas Looking for Leo in the corner. And floats one over there, and a penalty coming up against Montelares. Holy cow. He crushed Leo down to the ground. Is Leo all right?
He's not. That's just dangerous. I mean, that's.
Absolutely crushed him. Here's going to be a good view of it.
Oh, and he hit his head right on that. See that again, but it looked like he hit his head right on that ridge where the glass meets the wall.
There's another look at it again.
Ooh.
Couldn't tell if he got his hand out there, but Leo is.
It's just ugly.
Florida Tropics.
We hope he's all right. Leo just recovered from a concussion, so anytime.
To number 90. Lucas Montelares.
Anytime you got an injury or you got something right there around the head, you get a little nervous.
This is Florida's 6th penalty tonight, and the Comets have just one power play goal. Rodriguez, Sliwa saved.
And gave up 2 shorthanded.
It's kind of been the story of the whole night tonight. Opportunities.
Kansas City foul number 11, O'Dane Sinclair is 2nd of the half, 3rd of the game.
Here's Sinclair on up to Harris. 2.5 to play in the game. The Comets trail by 3. They're on the power play right now. And it's Sosa to Harris. Gibson is not on the field right now, so Comets playing without their leading scorer. Long drive by Sosa, and a header goes in for a power play goal. Robert Palmer gets the header for the Comets, and it trims Florida's lead to 2 goals with just 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. So 8-6 is our score.
Is that Palmer to Palmer connection there?
I think it is the Palmer connection.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. It was Ramon to Robert.
Kansas City Comets power play goal scored by number 12, Robert Palmer. Assisted by number 5, the Palmer connection, Ramon Palmer.
2-goal lead for the Tropics. And will Leo Gibson come back out onto the field? Here's Ramon Palmer. Forward to Alan Matingu. Alan double teamed in the corner. Gets it out. Ball still loose. Shot blocked out of bounds.
Ooh.
It's going to give the Comets.
Sure looked like Marco Rodriguez handled that ball right in the box, but I think the referee had a better angle on it than I did.
1:50 left to play. Here's Gibson with a drive. And Leo's shot goes up and over the glass. Leo goes off. And Sinclair comes back on. Tropics are looking good here to win their 3rd game of the season. The Comets not looking so well here. It looks like they may fall here to 5-4 on the season. A crushing defeat at home when you consider the Comets are going to be heading out on the road for many of their next few games. Here's a drive by Palmer, and that one easily saved by Sliwa. 1:25 left to play now, and Sliwa is up and casually throwing it long. Sosa gathers it up there. This takes about 15 seconds for the Comets to push it up. Get into an area where they think they might be able to strike. Here's Gibson. In front to Harris. Shot. Sliwa makes the save. Good looking play by the Comets with just over a minute to play. And the Tropics will stay back. They will pack it in. Under 1 minute to play. And it's desperation time for the Comets. 50 seconds left. Now Sosa to Asadpour. Another save by Sliwa. The rebound by Asadpour is stuffed. Sosa gets it back. John Sosa to Vahid. Sliwa got a piece of that. 33 seconds left. Comets are going to fall here at home to the Florida Tropics. Florida is going to improve to 3-6 and get a huge win on the road against the Kansas City Comets. Palmer with a desperation shot. 15 seconds left. Sosa a drive, and Sosa hits it home with 12.1 seconds left. Little too late here, 12 seconds left. It's going to be like the Comets were in Cedar Rapids, one of their last road games. The Comets were trailed by 3, and they got a couple of goals late to close to within 1, but to no avail here. 8-7, the Tropics still lead, and likely are going to go home with a win. 6 seconds left. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And that's it. That is it. It's over. Tropics win here on the road in Kansas City. 8-7 is our final score. Peter Sliwa slays the Comets once again. And the Tropics improve to 3-6, and the Comets fall to 5-4, Jeff.
You got to hand it to these Tropics. They came out ready to play tonight and really took advantage of some poor decisions, some bad discipline from the Comets. And you can see this building all season with this Florida team. Big win for them tonight. Congratulations to them. But at the same time, you could see you came back nearly tied it with seconds remaining. You know, it brings to mind the old coaches saying you never lose a game, you just run out of time.
Yep.
But what that shows me is that the Comets have it. To do this, they just need to play 60 minutes of Comet soccer, and they did not do that tonight. I have the 3 stars of the game. First star for Florida, Ricardo Diegues. Second star
with the hat trick.
First ever for Florida.
Yep.
Second star, Freddie Mugin, who's just continued to really lead this team. And you know, they look. It's obvious as the game went on. They looked to Freddie to see, okay, we've got the lead against the Comets. How do we keep this? And there's a calming presence around there. Third star, Lucas Rodriguez for the Comets. He was a bright spot in a difficult game for the Comets.
Comets had their opportunities tonight. The Comets had as many as 6 power play opportunities. They were only able to convert one of them. In fact, they had a 5v3 advantage at one point. Came up empty on that, ended up giving up 2 shorthanded goals tonight. Missed opportunities for the Comets, back to the drawing board. But the good news is that they don't have to sleep on this one very long.
Right.
They can get this taste out of their mouth tomorrow, right?
They sure can. Just a quick run down I-70. And hopefully tonight show them that you can't take anything for advantage, or take any team for granted, because St. Louis and Peter Sliwa showed them last year.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Take advantage of you.
All right, so the final score once again, the Tropics 8 and the Comets 7. Coming up for the Comets, as Jeff mentioned, they're going to be on the road tomorrow afternoon, 1:05, for a day New Year's Eve game. That'll be in St. Louis. Fred Slow and his team will have the call for you on MASL TV. As far as the Tropics, their next game is coming up tomorrow afternoon as well. They're going to be traveling up I-29 towards Cedar Rapids to take on the Rampage. That game is going to be on at 2 p.m. You can watch that game on MASL TV. In fact, all of the Central Division is going to be in action tomorrow on New Year's Day. So be sure to check get your updates here on what's happening with the Central Division, because things are changing based on what happened here tonight.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
So for Comets fans, obviously hoping for a big win tomorrow, but going to be rooting for these Tropics tomorrow against Cedar Rapids, and then it's kind of a throw-up game in Milwaukee. Might have to root for Milwaukee, which is going to be tough for a lot of Comets fans to do, to beat Chicago, especially with the result that holds tonight.
You and I are going to be away from Silverstein Ice Centers Arena, but we invite you to come back to the next Comets home game, which is going to be on January 20th against the Syracuse Silver Knights, and that'll be the annual mascot game here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. What's the phone number to call?
855-4KC-GOAL or Ticketmaster.com.
Appreciate it. Hey, thank you all for tuning in and watching tonight's game. For my broadcast partner, Jeff Houston, I'm Nick Vassos. Our director tonight is Brad Zimmerman. Thanks for watching here at Silverstein Ice Centers Arena. Have a happy new year and a very good evening. Good night, everybody.